Aging well is my favorite subject. And it turns out there is one secret to aging well. You know her. You know that woman. She's always traveling. She's exercising. She's curious, fearless, and enjoying every day of her life to the fullest. She may be 70, she may be 80, she may be 90. How does she do it? Her secret to aging well is avoiding comfort. Let's talk about how we can avoid comfort too, and why it works. Let's get started. It turns out avoiding comfort is a biological phenomenon that makes you stronger. Who knew? It's called hormesis, the science, the biological phenomenon of avoiding comfort, avoiding the familiar, the routine, the usual. It pushes your body, it pushes your mind just enough so you must adapt. Not to cause your body or your mind any harm, just enough so your body and your brain have to adapt. And adapting is really, really good. So let's talk about the 8 ways that we too can enjoy the very healthy benefits of avoiding comfort starting today for the rest of our lives. How about adjusting the way we exercise? Let's add some new movements, give ourselves a little gentle push by changing it up a bit. Let's say you do regular low impact cardio. You walk regularly at a good fast pace. What about adding bar into your routine? You'll benefit from gaining flexibility, balance, and stretch. We all need that. Or maybe you love yoga. What about adding just a little bit of weight training? Start slow, maybe just 2 or 3 pound weights, but add that. Go online and find a routine that you can add just a few minutes to start, and then slowly but slowly add it to your routine. Mixing it up, surprising your body is a wonderful way of using hormesis to make your body stronger. Avoid comfort by adding cold exposure to your routine. End your shower with a blast of cold water. You've heard me talk about this before. I love doing this. Hydrotherapy that stimulates your nervous system. This quick temperature shift, a blast of the cold, causes blood vessels to constrict and rapidly dilate, delivering freshly oxygenated blood to your organs. It boosts your mood and kickstarts your metabolism. I love it because of the way it makes me feel. I feel heightened energy levels. I feel more alert. And if I went into the shower feeling crummy and slow after that cold burst, I inevitably, I'm really having trouble with my mouth today, I apologize. I inevitably feel a much more high-spirited, delightful mood. I love avoiding comfort when it comes to that blast of cold at the end of my shower. Next, we can avoid comfort by the plant compounds we choose to eat, by the fact that some plants and fruits gently stress our cells. Now, you've heard of polyphenols, particularly when we talk about blueberries. They come up with blueberries the most often. Blueberries are so healthy for us because of the polyphenol. But rather than acting simply as antioxidants that soak up harmful molecules, Some researchers now think that polyphenols' greatest benefits come from gently stressing our cells, prompting the body to strengthen its own defense system. Some polyphenol-rich foods are linked to lower risk of cardiovascular disease, and some may help improve blood function and reduce inflammation. Most evidence supports getting these from whole foods rather than supplements. I am a fan of the whole food routine. Good dietary sources for polyphenols include strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, some leafy greens, specifically broccoli, and lentils and walnuts, green and black tea, coffee, thank goodness, EVOO, red wine, and dark chocolate. Each of those enable our body to respond and adapt, making us healthier every time we eat these delicious, special things. Yum, my favorite things, I have to say. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please give it a like. And if you would enjoy seeing more videos on the subject of aging well, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you become a part of our very kind community. We always talk about good health. We talk about clean living. We talk about good skincare. We talk about styling to make us look as good as we feel. We'd love to have you join us. And if you happen to notice a hype button on the screen while you're watching these videos, please give us a hype. We understand it's really good for our very little channel. Thank you so much for your kind consideration. Next, avoiding comfort by calorie restriction, or perhaps intermittent fasting, I recognize this is not for everyone, is also an example of hormesis. Personally, I find an 8 to 10 hour eating window is a good target for me when our personal schedule allows it. Some researchers have indicated that periods without food can improve our metabolic health, and there is evidence that fasting may stimulate the body's antioxidant defenses, helping our cells cope with stress. Let's move on now to how to activate our brain in an avoid comfort kind of way. Learn a new skill. Now, the easiest place to start with this is start by considering something you used to do, but for whatever reason you haven't done for a while. Maybe it fall off your radar, maybe you just haven't had enough time, but now you've got more time. Or maybe it's a skill that a friend that you know can teach you, and you've always thought, that sounds really interesting. Or here's a list of things that either I've done or some of the friends I have in my little world have done. So here are some ideas for you to consider. Mahjong, bridge, knitting, chess, drawing, pickleball. Write your memoir. Get started. Start a YouTube channel. I can tell you all about that. Volunteer. I love volunteering as well. Or take a course. If you have a local community, a local university close by, you may find they have special arrangements for senior citizens to enable them to audit a local course at your local university. My husband is a big fan of participating as a senior observer of a regular course at our local university. He loves it, and it keeps that brain ticking. next, join or start a book club that encourages discussion about books that you might not have picked up on your own. Sometimes the most interesting book discussions I've ever participated in were about books I never would have read. I might not have even really enjoyed it, but I found the discussion so stimulating that I'll never forget that book. Another way of starting to engage in books, and I find it's a little bit less intimidating for some people, is start a short story book club. It's wonderful because if you choose a collection of short stories, you can randomly pick a short story. Someone in your group will lead the next discussion, and every month you'll get together and chat about one short story in that lovely collection, picked somewhat at random. Using our brains through books, can't think of a better way. Go to a museum and just go for a wander. Just walk around and stop at the work of art that you either don't like, makes you feel a certain response, whether it's calm or curiosity or a sense of awe, and engage just standing quietly in front of that work of art for a few minutes. Or maybe you're so interested in learning a little bit more about art that you're interested in having a tour, having a docent-led tour at a museum. You may have gleaned that that's something that I do on a volunteer basis. It's so interesting, but every time I am encouraged to include a work of art around which I know nothing, inevitably that painting becomes a new favorite. If you learn a little bit about a work of art, a little bit about the painter, or perhaps the story underlying the painting, it's amazing how much affection you will hold for that work of art. Art enriches your life, and I'm going to believe that it has a little response so far as hormesis as well. Something new to your eyes and your heart is a good thing. Traveling to a new place definitely makes us feel a little bit uncomfortable, a hormesis opportunity. And it may be an exotic trip to an exotic land on your wish list. Maybe. Or maybe it's just that place that you've neglected going to in your own neighborhood. Do you ever find, we certainly do, that having guests to our home and wanting to entertain them during their visit enables us to get out and do the things right around the corner we've been meaning to do but never quite got around to? Consider visiting those interesting places. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your watching. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Keep cool. The weather is hot and getting hotter. Be well. Get up. Get dressed. Be happy. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.